Hello guys, and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. And today we're going to be talking about the Tempest Clash and kind of some tips and tricks on what I've learned from playing this game mode a couple times. So the event's going to last for 30 days. Every Monday you're going to get the chance to get these rewards again, very similar to Champions of Olympia. I think the main difference between this event and Champions of Olympia is simply the fact that there's a lot less running around in this sea battles event. Basically, you're going to be one of three different types of troops. You're either going to be infantry, cav, or archer. I would recommend for when you're first starting to just play infantry for the most part, because I've seen the best combos of ships as a team fight. The best that I would think you can do is you can either do all infantry, which is very bold and very offensive, simply because you're doing a lot of damage all at once in a major big group, instead of having like an archer or something in the back lane and then calves that are kind of weak against infantry. You're kind of just going all the way in, all in on one attack to try and take down their main supply ship. That is the objective of this game mode, is to take down the enemy supply boat that's on the other side, in teams of 5 on both sides. But this probably the main combination that works really well is 3 infantry ships, 1 cav, and 1 archer. You're going to have the infantry cover the archer, and then the cavalry is going to basically try to outmaneuver any of the enemy archers, because the calves do more damage to archers. Infantry does more damage to calves. Archers do more damage to infantry. When you're using the archer ship, you have to wait for 2 seconds to start firing. So it's a very, I would say, niche or more complicated role to play as an archer, because it's not as easy as just basically dragging your ship around and slamming into stuff like the infantry ship is, which is why I would recommend to most people to do that, because it's tanky. It can take a lot more damage than a cav ship can, because one hit on the cav ship from an infantry ship and you're almost basically destroyed. So basically what you're going to have to do the combo, like I said, is basically use the 3 infantry ships to cover your archer ship. That's going to be right behind your infantry ships. And then your cav's going to keep chasing around any archers that you're going to have and be able to try to get around them, any of the other opponents that you're facing. And then when you're doing any pushes for the supply ships, basically if you're halfway on the enemy territory, basically what you want to do is basically sink your ship and go straight for their supply ship, simply because it's not worth going back and healing like it is in Champions of Olympia in this game mode if you're on the enemy side, simply because it takes too long. And by the time you're healed up, the enemy is already either hitting on you because you didn't sink them all, or they're all coming at you, all 5 of them, because they healed back up 100%. And you guys are kind of basically spread out because you tried to go heal and some of you didn't, kind of thing, and it kind of just makes it worse. But if you're on your own territory, basically on your half of the battlefield, it's okay to go back and heal. But it is a good idea that if you're on their side, to just go straight for their supply ship and do as much damage as you can when you're infantry, obviously, because they do more damage to the supply ships than any other of the other ships that we have here. The Cavs basically just want to play on the outside, and it's going to be a little harder to play Cavs because they're weaker, but you're just going to kind of float around and go on the outside lanes and stuff and try and hit anybody that's weak, archers basically, and try to outmaneuver any other cavalry that are on the field. As an archer player, you're going to have to be extremely careful, because if you get hit by any ship, you basically can't fire. So then you're going to have to rely on all your other allies in your team to protect you, so you can sit there and just shoot from a distance. I really think that the archer ship needs to be buffed a little bit, simply because I think that if you can't be shooting while you're getting hit, like if an infantry ship hits you or a cav ship hits you, you can't fire back in the same way that you do when you're not getting hit. I think it needs buffed a little bit to where it's actually at least able to fire back, so that it doesn't get wrecked so easily. Because if there's like 1 or 2 calves hitting an archer ship, basically what's going to happen is you're going to get wrecked really quickly, because you can't fire back. And those are mostly my tips for this game mode. I would rather play this over Champions Olympia, like I said, simply because it's a lot less running around, trying to capture points, and it's just about 5 to 7 minutes. I think it may be 7 minutes. I'm not sure exactly the time limit offhand. But it's a lot faster than Champions of Olympia, and it's a lot more fun, in my opinion. So my final tip to you is to try out the infantry ship. Get your rewards as you go, because 2 heads a week is better than none. And if you really are, how should I say it, like reward specific, or however you want to say it, you can get up to 4 heads a week simply doing both Champions of Olympia and then doing the Tempest Clash every week, because you can get up to 4 heads a week. You know, that's 16 a month, if you actually do all the rewards, challenges and stuff every week. That's just a thought. I don't usually do Champions of Olympia simply because it's not my favorite game mode, but I encourage you guys to do this event because it's much quicker. I only played, I think it was like 3 times so far, and I'm already halfway done with all my rewards, because it's a fairly easy game mode compared to Champions Olympia. It's much less stress on knowing what skills to pop. It's simply just drag your ship around and hit stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful and some tips and tricks on what I've learned from this game mode. And I hope you guys have a nice day.